In this episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, we talk about the nuclear industry and see if we need to make a few changes to get a more consistent power supply. Stay tuned! Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. In the last episode, we did a fair bit of work on laying out some new neighborhoods for our growing population, which we'll have a look at in just a second. They're progressing quite nicely. Our tourist area is pretty good. We can obviously expand on it a little bit, but I think the first thing we need to do is make sure we get some tourists in here. So let's have a quick look at that. I think we've got a spare plane parked somewhere, but at the moment we've got workers over here, but nothing to sell. So we just need to make sure that we've got a distribution facility that can actually do a little bit of that. So let's just have a look. I thought we built an extra distribution office somewhere over here, maybe. Yeah, but maybe I think what we should do. Let's just see what's happening over here. There's a couple of vehicles parked over here and probably can do the trick, but there's a number of buildings that need to be assigned some form of stuff. Ooh, I like that. That looks pretty cool. The rail is being constructed quite nicely. I like it. Okay, maybe an extra distribution office somewhere over here. Maybe over this way, so that it doesn't take up some of our valuable close to the railway office facilities. What is this? Oh, this is probably on fire. Yes, in fact, it is. Where are my firefighters? Oh, you've been telling me that I need to continuously. I need to add fire headquarters. What is it called? A fire station. I need to add fire stations, and I think fire truck was called and is headed to this fire. So there is at least a fire truck on the way here. We don't have a fire truck over here, it would seem. So let's quickly grab a couple of fire trucks. That's quite a timely reminder, and you guys have been saying that in the comments also. So let me grab these three guys. Do I have extras coming in? I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah, there's a lot in there. The contrast with the white is just extreme, isn't it? Okay, here we go. So let's move a few fire trucks in here. Pretty useless having a fire station without any fire trucks in it. So they'll make their way over here hopefully fairly quickly. Okay, distribution office. Back to distribution office. So for this area, it's probably best. All of this stuff will come from over here. So it's probably best to just build an extra distribution office somewhere over here. Yeah, we can see these distribution offices are... That's technical services. This is a warehouse. So it's just the one here, and it's pretty... Well, I can't actually see whether there's any vehicles parked in there. No. So this is a busy one. So it's probably good we double up on that. So let's get a distribution office, build another one in here, and we can start setting up that for the tourists. So distribution offices, we've been back and forth as to what is the right way of using it. Then there's a number of ways you can use distribution offices. I kind of, for this kind of distribution of general goods, I prefer having the station, the office close to where the goods emanate from, just so that at the one side of the journey, it's not too far. This is a small office. It has parking spots for 4 vehicles. That's not going to be enough. 8 vehicles may be enough, and then 15 vehicles may be a little bit too much. So let's go with the 8 vehicle variety. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's the 15 vehicle one in there. We can get it pretty close. If we do it this way around, it might be more appropriate. I wouldn't mind getting it in there. Alternatively, we're not going to fit any additional rail in here, but alternatively, we can start doing some stuff over here. Then we can actually make use of this additional space here. Yeah, let's do that. But in order to do that, I think we'll need to provide the path as close to this as possible. So let's do that. Let's do that. And then we'll, yeah, that's going to be fine. Then I'm going to run this one up here, say to about that spot there. And then we're going to, what we'll do is we'll bring it off here as a bit of a straight section. Then we go in there. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty good. Now, I'm going to pay for that section, and then let's quickly grab this one, the medium one over here. Yeah, I think that's the right spot for it, right over there. We can build these pretty quickly now. If we do that, that should be okay. I'm going to pay for that. Now, the question with this guy, we can build this pretty quickly, but I'd rather we get the tourists up and running. Just because otherwise I'm going to forget about it and we're not going to get back to this until ages. So I'll pay for that one. We'll bring in some vehicles and then we can start setting that up. So I'm after the refrigerator trucks and then the standard guys. So let me get at least 4 of them for now, plus a couple of refrigerators. Yeah, I think that's going to be just fine. We'll grab those 2 and that'll be a good starting point. Then we still have room for 2 extra vehicles if we need to add more. It's over here. Yeah, let's get them in here. Get the refrigerator trucks over here. Thank you. Those are on the way. And this will just be for that tourist industry. So this will be tourist distribution, and that should be sufficient in terms of vehicles, to be honest. Even with the traffic and stuff that they need to navigate on their way there. So what I'm after is I would like to, we need to pick up none of these, no, but we need to pick up over here. We need food and meat and probably clothes and electronics and alcohol. So it's absolutely this guy. So let's assign that one over there. There you go. You will be loading at this facility. And then on the other hand, you will be unloading at all of these. So all of these hotels needs to be unloaded at. That's a hospital. That doesn't need anything. You don't need anything. Okay, you need some stuff. And then you need some stuff. And I think you may need some stuff too, because I don't think we've got the meat in there. Let's just have a look. If we stop that and see what this guy does. Yeah, this guy does not have the meat in there. So let's just make sure that we minimize what we're trying to do in here. A little bit of logistics work now. One thing that I do want to do in this episode is actually, we do want food in there. We do want clothes, none of this, electronic components, not mechanical components, and no plastic. So there we go. That's pretty much it. Now, food needs to be the absolute maximum. And the rest are, okay, I think that's going to be fine. So let's limit those amounts over there. Now, I have assigned you. Now, I'll have to assign you as well because you're going to get the meat directly. There we go. So now all of those are assigned. You're going to unload it, all of these guys. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and up you all to your 90% mark. So the only thing we need to do is just make sure that we're not... When the vehicle arrives, it's meat to the supermarket only and none of the other things. The other things need to go into the warehouse. But that is generally pretty good. This is just, we just need some staff over here. But that is pretty much all of the stuff. So we can keep an eye on that. So let's speed things up a little bit so that we can get that done. Then I just need to find a plane and we can start moving a plane into this general area. I'll keep this one open right over here so I can see when vehicles start arriving and we can make that little change over there. I believe there is a plane parked up here at the airport. Yes, there is, and we should have another one built fairly quickly. But this one we can use this one for now. So something was destroyed. Let's quickly have a look. Was it this? My goodness, what building was that? A Ministry of Culture. How come it didn't actually get anything there? Wow, so I really need to pay closer attention to the whole firefighter thing. We'll do that now. So this is, we'll let the guys come and sort out their constructions over here a little bit. And let's get that one involved as well. That's good. Let's get those guys to come and build this. Wow, that is really interesting. So it does take us a little while to get our vehicles to where they want to go. That is interesting. Okay, so that will be reconstructed at least. I do like the fact that they've made the change so that you can reconstruct the same building. And that building is not a super urgent need for us, so we don't need to do that straight away. Now, this is the plane that we would like to move out. So let's clear this. And we'll add a stop over here. Flying back and forth myself. Oh, I need to get that construction underway also. So you come on in over here. Okay, you can load, unload. Probably none of these other ones, right? We're only going to be interested in tourists. So you can load, unload tourists. And then from there, I want you to go to the Western countries. Okay, hang on, pause. We've got this set up now. So now we've got this. So to the small warehouse and to the supermarket. Okay, we don't have the meat one just yet. But I don't want you to be doing these guys. So we'll need to... Let's just leave that for now until we can get the guy... until we can get the meat running through here. Until we get the refrigerator... Oh, there we go. Refrigerator truck is available. So unload just the meat, please. None of the others. There we go. The rest you can all do kind of manually as you see fit. As you see fit. There we go. That's done. Now, to the west and where you will be loading, unloading tourists. That's fine. And that's going to be the route right there. Just because we can do with a little bit more dollars. We've got more than 2 billion rubles. We're still needing to cross that $1 billion threshold. Let's launch that. Let's launch that and see how that goes and see if we're getting our tourists over here. They should be able to walk to their hotels over here. And then from there, they can go to the various activities. And we can expand on this upon this area. That's definitely part of the plan, is to expand on that. We're probably not too far away from... okay, all of these guys should be doing their thing. Yeah, the loading, unloading over here. Can we... But this goes really effectively, though. This isn't struggling too much. We've got multiple vehicles moving at the same time. 4 loading, unloading bays is not bad. Okay, there's still all kinds of problems that we need to deal with. Let's quickly figure out the road connections over here so that we can start work on this construction. Okay, so we've got a road down this way, and I'm kind of tempted to run a bit of a straight line over here. That straight line should be fine, because let's have a quick look at our contours. Yeah, our contours are fine with that. So let's run a bit of a straight line over that way. I'm also pretty keen to start twisting this guy out a little bit. We are in fact going to have some rail problems, because we do need to run rail through there. Okay, let's actually then before we do that, let's get our rail sorted out first. Let's close this one off, and let's not do that. Let's quickly connect our rail. And then what I want to talk about in the rest of this episode is something that's been requested in the comments, is a little bit of a discussion around the nuclear industry. So we'll talk a little bit about that. So now the question always with these kind of things is, do we go one? I definitely like the one-way loop option, but then one way from which way? And do we? This will be coming up from that side. So I think, to be honest, in order to not let them run through the town, I think we'll need to run them in from this side. And what we'll do is we'll tie it off fairly early on in the piece over here. Yeah, there's nothing too crazy about the contours that we're dealing with. So if we go up to about there, that's pretty good. And now what we'll do is let's just get off to that fine. Oh yes, that's looking pretty good. Now what we'll need to do, I would like, yeah, I'm needing more space with these kind of things, just because yeah, we've got lots of trains moving around, and presumably we want to leave enough room for all of them to kind of do their thing. Yeah, so something like that is pretty good. There's a lot of room in there. Now what I want to do is just make sure that we do a very similar tie-off over here. That's far enough away. Yeah, I think that's exactly the right thing. So from there, we'll go ahead and tie you in and give you that nice sweeping curve. And what we'll also do is we'll just do that very same thing again for the other one. There we go. So that's one way in. And I'm pretty tempted to do one way out back into that general direction. We could maybe go this way so that we can unload some stuff over here. From where you would have to then run all the way back around to come and pick it up again. Yeah, maybe what we could do is we could in fact do a little bit of this. I think that'll work. We've got enough room here. That won't be the predominant movement. So I think that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and do that. There we go. We're going to do both directions just for that flexibility. Now, what we're after is we want to make sure that we can go back in there at some point, but that doesn't actually want to do that. So I'll run it in from this side. So if we go, we do a little something like that. I think that's about right. And now what we can do is now we can do a little bit of this. Excellent. Now, what I want to do, I just want to get these back on us quickly. If we're doing the one-way thing, I'd rather we get them back on as quickly as possible. Though, we probably need... Okay, hang on. We probably need a little bit of room for signaling. So let's at least do that. There we go. So now there's some room for signaling over there. What I'm keen on is trying to tie this in as smoothly as possible over there. That's fine. And over here, I'm going to do a very similar thing. I'm going to give it a little bit of room, and then we're going to tie it in for signaling purposes. So that should be pretty good. So there's a fair bit of storage space on that side. Now, what I'd like to do is just make sure we've got something like this that could also work so that we can run to the other direction, should we want to do that. Let's tighten it up a little. There we go. That's the one. That is the one. If I commission that, I'll have to put in some signals. So let's commission. I think we need signals anyway, even before commissioning. Otherwise, the other vehicles stop working fairly quickly. Now, let's get a few chains in here. So definitely a chain over there. Definitely a chain over here. And what we'll do is, we'll chain this up on this side. There we go, something like that. And then we need a few block signals. Is that correct? I don't think we need anything crazier over here. We can just continue running that. So the rest will be block signals. So let's close that one off with a block signal. This one, I'm happy for this to be a block signal also. Just so that when we've got something on this line here, they continue to run fairly unopposed. There's block signals over there, block signals over there. That should work fairly well in this general location. We don't need to worry about... we do probably need to worry about all of this. So let's do that. And that. Maybe not... Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Right there. And then a similar thing is... and then something over here. We may... Yeah, there's enough room over there. So let's do another right over there and a block on the other side of this. And is there enough room for... Probably enough room for 2, but I don't need any of that just yet. Okay, now, again, let's get a few chain signals going on over here. Chain signal over there. Chain signal over there. That's good. I think that's okay. We don't need a chain signal through there. And these are all one way. So let's just do that. So clear the block over here. We'll get this one to run through there. That's okay. We do need to clear that block also. So let's do that. And then we need to make sure we clear this area. Like that. There we go. So now... pretty good in terms of that setup. Do we need... Honestly, let's just beyond the splits get some signals going on. So you can clear that area. And then similarly, is that actually connected? It scares me a little. That doesn't quite look right. But it seems to be connected. So let's make sure to clear over there. Something's funny over here, but anyway. We'll go ahead and clear there and clear there. So now all of those are cleared also. So that's okay. So now everything should work. This has been cleared. There's a split here that's not... so we could potentially do that. Just to help that out a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, there we go. I think that's going to be okay for during construction. So let's leave that in place. Now, with that, that's a pretty good setup over here. We'll be picking up stuff from where? Oh, that's there is a bit of a warehouse component over here, though. I've kind of remember that now. Now, what we'll need to do is I think we'll run something like this. Okay, that's not going to be the end of the world if we try and do that. So this was kind of the plan. So I can just figure out what we're doing over here. So if we do this, we could build a fire station over here, to be honest. Probably a good idea to do so. Probably a good idea to do so. So that's pretty good. Now, what I'm keen on doing is actually now tying this guy in over here. So something like that's not too bad. I don't mind that. And then what we'll do is we'll run a bit of a road up here. So we have some extra tie-ins if we needed to. There we go. And I thought what we could do is we could run another road up this direction, depending on from which side you're coming. But there we go. So that's in place. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and we'll commission all of that, and there's a ton of work that needs to start happening over here. We'll come and see about whether we need to assign some guys to it or not, but that is starting to make that will start to happen, do their thing. Now let's switch off the contours. Don't think we have anything happening here just yet. Lots of auto saving. I kind of wish the snow would go away now. We've got firefighters available now, so hopefully that won't happen again. But that makes me think, do we have firefighting areas over here? That's one of the things. Let's quickly slot in another fire station. Let's just grab, and then one on the other side where I've done the other neighborhood as well. So let's get a fire station going, and then we'll talk a little bit about the nuclear industry. It's just a fire station with 4 vehicles, with 6 vehicles. 4 vehicles is going to be absolutely fine. I don't think we need more than that. 8 vehicles, 7 vehicles. No, the 4 vehicle variety is absolutely fine. And I don't think we want it in there, though we may be able to fit it, actually. But, nah, I don't think so. I think this area right over here is probably about the right spot for it. It will be powered, it will be heated. We won't have any workers over here at this stage. So that makes me think this area down here is probably even better. So if we tie it in... Ooh, hang on. Now, can we squeeze it in over here instead? I don't think so. I think this will be too tight. Ooh, we can squeeze it in on this side. That's what I'm going to do. Let's spin it around a little and we'll see. Ooh, yeah. Just something like that. That's what we're going to do. And what we'll do is we'll get that little... We'll get that road connection in. I'm going to pay for that little chunk. Now, the question is, do I do another one over here? I kind of like to keep the main roads as unencumbered as possible through not adding all the extra connections. So I'm going to leave it without the connection for now. So hopefully we'll get that built also. Let's just see. Do we have some stuff assigned here? That's the bigger building. Ultima 1, 2, and 3 is working on that. This guy has got some offices assigned to it. So yes, it will start doing its thing. Let's quickly have a look at our assignments. This obviously won't be assigned. These roads are being... wow, look at that. That's looking pretty good. Can we maybe get some of our helicopter officers to come and help out with some of these? Just so we start doing it from multiple directions. Get as much of this done as we can as quickly as possible. Okay, so there we go. So that's our new steel mill going to do its thing. It'll probably take a little bit of while to get it built. Actually, we could probably start getting these built through some of our other helicopter offices. So let's do that. Let's start the construction. So the construction office tool, that one, assign it. Come and do it. Thank you. And number 2, and assign it. And this was, which one was this? This was IC6. So those two have now assigned to that one. I'll get IC6 to work on these two. Actually, probably need to assign multiples to that one as well. So now construction will get going over here. So hopefully we'll move through that fairly quickly. Have we seen any tourists? This is going beyond western borders, so I don't think we'll have tourists here just yet, but they're heading out now. We do have all of the other stuff, though, and that is awesome to see, apart from this guy's not doing anything. We're still missing on the food here, so I'm assuming the distribution is still taking place, but we also don't have any workers over here. Oh! We have tourists here now, but the shop doesn't seem to have workers. Let's just have a quick look at what's going on with the shop. We've opened up for tourist season in the winter. So, at the very least, what I'll like to do is just make sure we tie this one. Oh, anyway, we would like to tie in. Okay, let's. Okay. There's a few things we need to do here, and we'll run some buses and things. So. That guy should be accessible, so let's just make sure to run something like this. I'm gonna go ahead and pay for that. Now, what I'm gonna try and figure out is if we now can actually get workers over here. The problem is some of these will struggle to get workers. Now, let's just see. Can you? Oh, yes, you will now get workers from the train station. You probably won't. Yes, you won't get workers. So the question would be, shall we run a little path this way? I'll unpause now. No dice on this guy, though. So we'll definitely need to run some workers to some of these facilities, though. So we'll need a bit of a worker. We'll need to move workers out somewhere. Now, that's a bit of a challenge. What we may do is let's get another bus station over here so that once we get our workers in on this side, and where are they going to have... They can't reach those shops, can they? So we don't have a shopping center for them to access. So we'll need another shopping center over here. Also, my goodness, I'm constantly doing some stuff. So let's is there people moving in straight away? So they are going to struggle. So let's just get a few things up and running over here. So platform station. I'm going to go ahead and do... Maybe that's not the one for me. Maybe what we'll do is we'll do that, or that one will be a bit of a... Well, not a one-way. We'll do this one. And this one I will... Well, it'll just be a two-way variety. So I'll put this one over here. So we at least have a bus stop that can pick up and take people to where they want to go. Well, to some of these jobs that we don't have room for. And what we'll do is we'll get that one to go in there. So I'm going to go and actually get all of this built so that can actually start running. Now, we've got... These guys will have access to this place over here. That's a commercial building. So these guys will have some access over there. I think we probably need a fairly substantial shopping center somewhere over here. So let's quickly get that up and running as well, just because otherwise we're going to run out of issues. This guy's going to have some issues with us. So let's get that, a shopping center, shops. I'm tempted to do the big guy. The big guy. This it works really well, this one, on these corners. And I think we've got enough room. I think I'm just going to do the big guy over here. That should provide a fair bit of room for everybody. So let's place that one in there. We're going to want to add some storage to it though. Now, did I get a storage for shopping? Yeah, there are some shopping storages, but it might be a little bit much though. Yeah, it's just the one. Just the one shopping storage, I think. That actually has room for meat and, well, that one does the trick also. And that's smaller in terms of how much it takes. I don't want it, but that's too big though. You do this one, it's much smaller. Yeah. We'll just leave it there. I think that's going to be the one. I'm going to place that one right over there, so we'll at least have a bit of a warehouse over here. I think that's the same one we've got over here. Yeah, it's the same one. So let's just make sure to do that. I'm going to pay for this just because we're in a bit of a bind with regards to these guys already moving in. And I didn't quite plan that out properly. So let's just do that. We'll pay for that. We'll get these built. We'll get some stuff assigned. What is that? That's a little weird. Yeah, the contrast. Can we please get out of winter now? It's still a couple of months. At least 1 month, I think. Okay, so now we should be able to get that sorted out. Can I get this guy to also make the runs over there and then probably add a couple of vehicles to it then? Yes, go in there, get your stuff unloaded. And what I'll do is I will add one more of each to this. We'll have to see. But yeah, let's add one more vehicle of each just to make sure that we're being as efficient as possible. We're still doing the basics for some of them. So I'm after... What are we busy doing here? There's a lot currently happening. So we don't have any more refrigerator trucks available at this point. But what we can do is we can certainly move one of these guys over. And we'll leave room for one more refrigerator truck, I think. It's going to be appropriate. Okay, then we'll actually get around to doing what we wanted to do. Okay, well, that's okay. Oh, we need a bus. We need a bus to run. Sorry about that. We'll need a bus. So let's just move this guy over to the facility over here. And let's get a couple of buses to run a bit of a tourist loop. Well, let's grab one bus. And we'll assign a bit of a tourist worker loop for it. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to start your journey over here. And then are we just going to drop you off over there? I believe that's going to provide enough. So let's just do that. And really, all that I'm after, well, just do everybody. Okay, and make a start for that. So now let's just get in, let's just name that, that bus line. So for passengers road vehicles, no waypoints. It's going to be Ultima Airport Bus Station. It's this one. Yeah, that's the one. Let's just rename that to the Ultima Tourist Workers. Ultima Tourist Workers. There we go. Just like so. Save it so we can assign an extra bus to it. That's the plan. And we'll definitely want to need more vehicles. So a bit of a weird box to tick, but it's the line spacing one. It's just assign, I think, one more bus for now should be okay. One more bus. Where am I? Oh, here I am. Where am I? Okay, let's assign another bus to that line. I would like to assign you to the Ultima Tourist Workers line, please. Which is that one. The one that we've selected. Yes, so please make a start. I think the two of them, the two vehicles by themselves should definitely do the trick. Okay, now, we've had a few hiccups with regards to power, and we are predominantly powered by nuclear power, so we're pretty advanced in that space, but this area is far away. Why? Okay, hang on. I'm gonna restart that sentence in just a jiffy, but why are none of these roads actually plowed? I'll come back to what I was trying to say. Let's just quickly have a look at technical services. So I'm looking for buildings. Technical services, please. I've got technical services over there. And I've got technical services over here. And they are now, maybe I'm just being a little bit pedantic. Is this one staffed? Yeah, there are guys working there. We could probably squeeze another in somewhere. Just get a little bit more effective at how we do this. Some of these might not be getting plowed properly. This might be a little far away. I'm going to squeeze another one in here. Let's get another technical services guy going on over there, and then we'll talk nuclear. 4 vehicles, 8 vehicles, 11 vehicles. Just the 4 vehicle variety is going to be fine. I'm gonna slot you in just like that. I think that's okay. It's gonna be fine. Like so. Pay for that. Get this building built, please, and let's move a few guys over here. Needs vehicles, that's fine, but it is in fact powered, so let's bring the 4 vehicles over, and hopefully we'll get that plowed a little quicker. 2, 3, and 4 of them. Yeah, we need so many of these vehicles, almost more than the delivery. No, not quite more than the delivery, but so many of them required to maintain efficient operations throughout the winter. So hopefully that will help us out a little bit more. I'd rather do more smaller ones so that their catchments don't get too large. I think when you get larger catchments, you do run into trouble. Okay, now that's it. Close that piece out. I think, yeah, I mean, they are all plowed already. It was maybe just after a bout of snow, so I might be getting a little ahead of myself. Okay, nuclear industry. We're going to spend a few minutes talking about it, and then looking at whether we need to make any improvements to our existing operation. We are getting powered, but we have had some issues with power. So the nuclear industry, let's talk through the buildings one by one. It's under power, right? Nuclear. Yeah, here we go. So we need a uranium mine. The uranium mine has a maximum daily production per worker. Interesting. It's an interesting way. Per work day. I think they made small changes to this. Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay, so 100 workers times 0.75 tons of uranium gives us 75 tons of uranium ore that can be generated per day if we have fully staffed and our source quality is awesome. Now, then we take the uranium ore, it goes to the uranium processing plant. This one can consume 36 tons of uranium ore. That's the maximum consumption it can do. So one mine can feed approximately 2 of these guys. Okay, so we could add another one. We've got more uranium ore available. Okay, and then that produces 1.7 tons of uranium oxide per work day. Per work day. So what I'm a little, so that doesn't mean, that's just the maximum production. It does 1.7 tons of uranium oxide. So it doesn't do much more than that. And it uses 36 tons of uranium ore to get there. Now, it also uses, no, it doesn't use anything else. Now, then we need UF6. UF6, we get almost 1 ton of UF6 per day using 2 tons of uranium oxide. So it's approximately 1-to-1. Not by any stretch of the imagination do I know that math makes sense. But what I mean is it's close. We can't do perfect ratios, and there's no point in doing perfect ratios in this game anyway, because our workers is needs to travel on the network. Trains aren't always on time. They get stuck sometimes. There's traffic. They'd have to travel different distances. There's all kinds of reasons why you're not going to be perfect at this, but it means potentially that we could add another uranium processing plant. Certainly from the mine, we can add another processing plant that will then allow us to get a bit more here and potentially go up to another uranium conversion plant. So from the uranium conversion plant, we've got about 1 ton of UF6, and then we create 1.1 ton of nuclear fuel from 0.4 tons of UF6. So we should be able to run 2 of these plants, nuclear fuel fabrication plants, off of one of these uranium conversion plants. So I think 1 to 2 to 1 or 2 to 2 is kind of the ratios that I think is appropriate over here. If you're running out of UF6, you might do an extra one, but really you shouldn't need to. No, you don't need to. So 1 to 2 to 1 to 2. That is kind of what we need to do. Now, what can we do from that? So I've got single twin reactors. So a single twin reactor uses a 0.02 nuclear fuel per workday. Okay, so we've got 2 of these, so we can use 0.04 if they are all doing their thing. But for the nuclear fabrication, we can actually create almost 0.1. So we should be able to run about 4 of these guys, 3 at least 3 of these guys from this one facility, in order to, and if we account for travel distances of moving things around. Now then the twin reactor does just about double that. Oh, thank goodness the snow is going away. Okay, so with that in mind, now that we've looked at that, we should be producing more than sufficient amounts. So let's quickly see where is our shortage. And I think our shortage is with regards to nuclear fuel. So from the mines, we've got a lot of uranium available over here, uranium ore. Then we are creating, actually, we are not creating that much uranium oxide, but we've reduced the number of workers that's working over here, and that's okay. That's okay. We could do 2 of them, but actually we could up our workers. Let's up it a little bit to at least half, okay? Now, from there, we use the uranium oxide, which we've got a fair bit of, and we create UF6. And I believe we've got a fair bit of UF6 available. 99 tons is parked over here, plus additional UF6 over there. Now, what I'm interested in is, can I use this station to pick up UF6? That's what I'm wanting. And then over here, this guy is going full tilt to try and produce nuclear fuel, and it's probably not getting there. We've got very little in the lines of nuclear fuel that's actually available. So we need another one of these facilities. So that's what I'm going to do. What I am intending on doing is building another one of these nuclear fuel fabrication facilities, probably in Ultimagrad, and then bringing in by train UF6 so that we can do it from there, because UF6 is tons of stuff is available over here. Now, the only issue that I have with that is, can we load from here? And I think we should be able to load from there. I think we should be able to load from there. Let's just go back in here. I might rejig this a little bit. I don't know. I might rejig it. Okay, now let's move over and let's find a little spot where we can do that fairly close to a railway line. Now, we'll need workers. Wow, we're building stuff really quickly, apart from the roads. Yeah? The helicopters did a pretty good job. No, it's still underway, though. But look at how quickly stuff is being built over here. Man, it's such a pleasure. Let's get another helicopter to start. Well, get that same helicopter to start work over here. That's done. That's done. Where's this going? The rail is getting there. Or where's the rail coming from this side? So back to the nuclear discussion, we should be able to run a number of these guys, at least 3 to 4 reactors, single reactors from one of these guys. And we're not doing that at the moment. And it might be because one of the reactors has a lot of nuclear fuel stored and the other does not. So what kind of environmental pollution is pretty high on some of these? 17 tons per year is pretty big, I think. If we go to the food factories, modded factories, the food factories, which we've got pretty close to our population, I believe they're pretty small. So let's have a look. The food factory does 2 tons. Yeah. So 17 tons is too much to have it close to people. And producing nuclear fuel in the middle of a big city just sounds like the right thing to do, doesn't it? Okay, let's go. Not mods. In here, nuclear fuel fabrication. Somewhere over here. Ooh, though we don't have a rail connection directly to it. So do we have a rail station that will allow us that? Not at the moment, and we're running out of room over here too, and this is too close to our population. We can't squeeze it in here, even if we wanted to. We can't squeeze it in there. We need to do somewhere away. So I was kind of thinking maybe we'll do something over here. We can certainly squeeze it in, but we won't be able to do the rail thing. Now, if we do this, I can redo that. The train will, however, be a bit of a challenge. I can redo this. Is this far enough away? I think this is far enough away. So we can certainly do a facility over here. Okay, what I'm going to do, let's get ready for our facility. I'm going to go and clear out a little bit of room with our fence here. We'll put our fence back in. Let's just get it back to straight sections. Yeah, that's going to be okay. We'll potentially need a road to run somewhere in here too. So buildings. Give me my nuclear fuel fabrication facility. It will be powered over there. The only question that I have is, will we have... Okay, we need to make... Okay, first things first, let's get let's not get ahead of ourselves with that one. Let's first get the station that we're hoping to have. So if we want to do a cargo station, right? It's a cargo station. There we go. So we want a smallish cargo station. This train will not do a lot of work. So I'm thinking that is too big. Anything smaller than that? 4 lines. Yeah, that's too much. Too much. I need something smaller than this. See, this one actually worked. Now, we should be able to do something a little smaller. This guy, cargo train station, that's the one. Now, it would be awesome if it could run through the back of that. So let's try that one. I'm not sure that's going to work. Let's just before we get out of. So I would like to get the train to run through here. Oh! Guys, look at that. It won't go through there, and even that, man, look at that. How does that? Is that realistic? It's just a glitch. It might just be a glitch. I think it works. Okay. That is good to know. Now, what that means is, can I split off from this one? So if we do that, yes, there we go. Haha! Huzzah! We're making good progress over here. So that's good. Now let's get that platform back. Now, unfortunately, it's driving us a little bit away. So, presumably, what I can try and do is get it over here somewhere. I'm going to try something. Because if I do it straight line over there, we're not going to have room. So, this will be too tight. Yeah? But I think if I do that up to there, can I do this? Can I make that work? I can make that work. Nice. I love it when it works out, because this wasn't planned, right, guys? This was not planned. Now, what I'll do, I'll bring it in over here. Yeah, and this is starting to be a little, the fact that we've got that massive curve there is starting to be a little bit of a challenge for us. So that's okay. We'll certainly tie this one in over here. We might use some other stuff later on. I'm going to pay for this. Okay, there we go. I'm not going to get the guys to come in and build some of this stuff. Now, what we'll be sure to do is get some chains going. Yeah, let's get some chains going over here. And we'll also make sure to clear you out on that side. Ooh. Interesting that you... Anyway, I don't think that's a big deal. Anyway, that should do the trick. So what we'll be able to do is provide a few stopping points for this guy. There we go. So that should be fine. Now, nuclear fuel facility. And then hopefully with more nuclear fuel available, we can build another reactor, but we could also just reduce the issues that we've been having. Okay, now, so ideally speaking, we would tie it in over here, but we could also tie it in on this side, get them really close together. And then we'll have to run a road. Yeah, I think that's gonna be okay. That looks like the right place for the stuff to come through. Now, let's see. If I'm trying to run a road over here, we're going to run that road, and we're gonna. Yes, that's good. That is awesome. Now, get us to up to about there. Can we tie it in? Yes, there we go. Excuse me. Oh, there we go. Now, from here, I'll continue to run this. But because we see a bit of queuing happening from time to time over here, I think what I'm gonna do is try and bring this guy up on there. I do think that the whole perimeter road thing works really well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to try and tie this one in like that. Okay, let's build our roads. I don't mind that. Now, the other thing, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to pause the game for a second while I quickly get rid of that. Doesn't want to do that. So presumably if I do this, I'll be able to do that now. There we go. That's right. And we'll tie that one in over there, and we'll tie this one in over here, and I'll pay for that, and I'll get rid of that guy. Good. There we go. There we go. We had some super workers fly in from abroad and come and sort that out for us. There we go. Now let's get our fence back up before we get this building built. Where's my fence? Right over here. I want to put my fence back up. I do like these. I really like the fence, actually. So up to about there. And we... actually, that's not bad. Running it like that is not bad. And then tying it in over there. Awesome. I like it. Let's pay for that. Nice. Now we've got a nuclear fuel fabrication facility. It's only got its own internal storages. We don't have additional storages available for it. So this guy has got some things assigned to it. I wouldn't mind getting a few helicopters assigned to it also. This guy's got a few things assigned to it. Let's just get some helicopter construction assigned. The helicopter construction does make life so much easier. So let's just assign 2 and IC4, 1 and 2 there. And then what we'll do is we'll assign IC6 to this one over here. And see about getting that done. Get the helicopters in to come and build this. So another nuclear fuel fabrication facility. We should have the trains available. Well, I'm hoping we'll be able to easily put a train in place to bring UF6 this way. And I think that's kind of generally the plan. And yeah, I'm happy that we've managed to get the rail to work out for us over here. I like this little industrial complex facility thing that we've got going on over here. It really does. It really is cool. Do we have workers? Oh, no goods to sell. My bad. See, this is why. This is exactly the reason. Let's you've been assigned. But the wrong way around. Here we go. That's the problem. That is the problem. So these guys are without food and stuff. Yeah, of course they are. Wow, lots of people there, though. Now, the bus should be running. Does the bus have workers? Oh, man, the bus has workers. So, let's pop in over here and see. Workers are available. Workers are available. Workers are available. And the tourists must be loving it. Let's see how many tourists we have. We have a fair bit of tourists available, actually. Fair bit of tourists there. Fair bit of tourists over here. Nice. Look at that. Look at that. I love it. That is good. What we probably need to do is just make sure that we've got a little bit more food than alcohol available. I think that's the safer option. Let's make sure to have 70-30 on the food/alcohol. Actually, tourists might be more prone to using alcohol than food. There we go. We'll just do that, just to make sure that we have a little bit more food generally available. Excellent. It's starting to look pretty good. What's happening over here? Well, we've got everything we need. Everything we need is available. What are the tourists saying? Place of spirituality, unable to visit a hospital. We need ambulances over here. Definitely need ambulances. And let's get a little pathway in place. I'm tempted to run a little something like that through this way. There we go, there we go, there we go. I'll tie all of that in, and what we'll do is we'll run that into this general direction here and pay for that. Now, hopefully everybody's got a little bit more access to things that they need access to. Like, can you walk to... Yes, all the hotels can now walk to the big clinic, which is exactly what we're after. So tourists can, in fact, go there. Are we seeing some tourists yet? We don't have any staff here, though. Oh, it's not connected to anything whatsoever. So one of the things is let's get a direct connection through there, and then we'll tie in a connection through here somewhere. And what we'll do is we'll get another connection that goes... That's not quite right. But anyway, we'll get another connection that goes off that way. We'll pay for that, so at least we'll get some connectivity going. I believe that should be sufficient to make sure that these guys can actually walk there. Yeah, bus, you can walk there from the hotel, from all the hotels, and from the bus stop. So now we should get workers working there also. You see, you have to come back and have a look at some of these things every now and again. Otherwise, it just you end up having too much trouble. How's the rail construction going down here? Tediously slow, I might add. This one is doing a pretty decent job, and then coming around from this side, this is still under... It's not under construction at the moment. How come you're not under construction? Where's my closest issue? It's this one, right? Got two sections that it's working on. Can I see which sections it's working on? Does it highlight the sections? Not really, but what I'll do is we will go ahead and re-add these sections that for some reason dropped off. Don't know how that works. Maybe it's when you do some work here that kind of drops off. So let's just double check to see if these are in fact still underway. That one has got something assigned. That one's got something assigned. And these are doing their trick, right? They are, we can see them doing their bit. So they should be able to reassign and reconnect. All of this is built, huh? All of that is built, and even some of these paths are done. Does this have something assigned? Let's get IC6 onto this. IC6, it sounds like a police organization or something. We'll get IC6 onto this one as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm gonna pay for that. Let's pay for that section. Pay for that section. These are not built. I'm gonna pay for that. Pay for that, pay for that. And this one needs to be built, so let's get IC6 onto this as well. IC6, my specialist construction unit, IC6. Okay, all of that should be okay. This is not under construction. Let's get IC6 on this as well. I'm not sure. We're probably overburdening IC6 at the moment, but that should be okay. Now, guys, that is going to do us for this episode. A lot of progress, actually. And one of the things is we're now going to hopefully get a little bit more nuclear fuel available. So this is under construction at the moment. The railway station is done. That is quite an interesting one. It's done. So this is under construction doing its thing at the moment. So that's awesome. Need to move a few ambulances around. But guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. We are now ready to keep growing. Let's have a quick look at our population. Where we're at. Ooh, we've lost some people. Our population number has gone down. Can I just go to all time? Yeah, we've definitely had a bit of a... Have a look at the last year. Yeah, we had a bit of a decline. This year, pretty stagnant actually. So over the last year, we had a little bit of a a drop. But we'll fix that. There's probably been food issues and maybe power issues and so on. So we'll definitely sort that out. Guys, if you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. If you would like to see me talk about in depth about something, well, like I've done on the nuclear fuel and the nuclear industry, please do let me know. If you think we need to add some more stuff to this city, please do also let me know. Our steel mill should probably get up and running fairly soon. I may have to pay for for building some of this rail because that's taking too long. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye.